and thank you for joining us on Weather Out West. I'm meteorologist Leah Pizzetti, and here's what we're tracking for you today. A period of active weather is moving through the Pacific Northwest. Our meteorologists are tracking the rain, wind, and snow heading our way as weather impact alerts have been issued. We'll have the local forecast with impacts to each area coming up. This snow is a welcome sight. With this year's lack of snowfall, everyone is feeling the impacts, even sled dog races. Now, one musher in Boise is sharing how the barren winter is affecting his sport. And California is drying out after historic king tides brought major flooding conditions. A look back at the damage caused. Happy Tuesday, January 6th, and welcome to Weather Out West, the hour-long show where we showcase what's happening weather-wise across the western United States. We begin today in Spokane, Washington, where a weather impact alert has been issued until Thursday. Heavy mountain snow and even valley snow are creating hazardous conditions. Nicole Hernandez has more.
I'm Nicole Hernandez in Spokane, Washington, and we are talking about finally some snow here in basically the entire inland Northwest. We have widespread snow for today. We're also gusty with winds today and tomorrow. Our sustained winds are anywhere between 15 and 25 miles per hour for the next 2 days. We could get gusts here in Spokane up to about 40 miles per hour. So breezy, nothing crazy, but of note for sure. We're also a little bit cooler this week, and the fact that we're cooler is big because instead of this coming as rain, like the past few storms, we actually get some rounds of snow. Very big news and really good for our mountains in particular. I know not everybody loves it here in town. So today, starting at about 11 a.m., we're all blanketed in a pretty decent batch of snow. The Palouse is seeing rain, and there are also some pockets of rain popping up here and there with wintry mixes as well. So basically, the forecast is a little bit difficult because we are in the mid-30s today, and that is not great for snow production, obviously. But we're cold enough up top that we do see snow come down. So things start as a wintry mix until that snow gets more intense. Basically where we're at is our confidence levels on snow is at about 2,000 feet. Downtown Spokane sits at about 1,800 feet, so there's way more of a chance downtown Spokane gets rain instead of more snow that kind of our mountains and higher up in elevation places are going to get. When I say higher in elevation, I mean even just the South Hill, right? The couple hundred feet there is going to make a huge difference in snow versus rain as this moisture moves its way through. By 1 to 2 p.m., this is our best chance at widespread snow, even potentially through Spokane. But you can see there's still this little spot of wintry mix moving its way through, so we'll see. It basically depends on how intense that snow is and how much can cool us down as to how much we see snow versus a wintry mix in some spots. Either way, our mountains getting a ton of snow. By Wednesday morning, we get a little bit of a break. It's going to move its way through, and it turns more into rain as it calms down in some of those spots, like I mentioned, like downtown Spokane. By Wednesday afternoon, another round of snow is moving its way in. And then on Thursday, we get another round of snow as well. So they're all going to be smaller for like us here in town, right? But over the course of the few days, we end up accumulating some snow. Davenport, Spokane, 1 to 2 inches. Deer Park up to 4. Colville, same thing. Sandpoint out in North Idaho, things a bit more. 4 to 6 in Sandpoint, 2 to 3 inches in Coeur d'Alene, and 12 to 18 inches over Lookout Pass. It's our mountains that are really going to be pounded by this snow this time around. 2 to 4 feet over Snoqualmie Pass. That is a lot of snow. So especially if you're planning on heading over to the west side this weekend, that all will still be there by the time we get there. For this reason, we're under winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories for a lot of our region. And we are also under a weather impact alert. That's today, tomorrow, and Thursday for these snow showers that are moving their way through. Overnight, we drop to freezing or below freezing, so be extra careful of slick road conditions, dangerous driving. By Friday, things clear out pretty nicely. We end up back under a ridge of high pressure.
Check this out. Snow in Hawaii. Spokane is not the only region getting snow. Over in Hawaii, snow falls at the summit of Mauna Loa, the largest active volcano on Earth, which does get snow every winter, so this is normal, but obviously a fun sight to see. Well, that storm that Nicole just discussed is also impacting Oregon as well. We are going to send things over to meteorologist Rod Hill now with a look at the heavy rain and snow heading to the Portland area as well.
I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. We still have our winter storm warning, which we're so excited about. Only one we've had this winter season, which is just crazy to say out loud now that it's January. It's been a kind of a slow, quiet start to our day on this Tuesday. The lift chairs are going, but it's been dry overnight and certainly dry early this morning up on the mountain with about a 2-foot base. So snow is going to be picking up going into the afternoon hours, and eventually it'll get pretty gnarly, as they say, up on the mountain. Bad for travel, but really great for the snowpack and certainly great for the skiers and boarders and the resorts in general. Weather Service again has the winter storm warning for the Cascades of Washington and Oregon in purple up through, at this point in Oregon, up through 4 a.m. Thursday morning. So kind of a 2-day event, today, tonight, and tomorrow. I talked about this yesterday. It's still very possible that the snow levels 4,000 is slightly higher during the day today. If that's the case, travelers over Government Camp Highway 26 over Mount Hood would find wet pavement with temperatures about 34 degrees. And it wouldn't be that bad until later today and then going into tonight. There's a front that hits the Cascades this evening. Behind that, snow levels go down to this 2,000 foot level rather quickly into tomorrow morning and then stay low into Thursday. And it looks like Government Camp at pass level will at least get a foot, maybe more than that, hopefully 2 feet, but at least over a foot. Meanwhile, 3 feet is now the projection. I'll say 30 inches to 36 inches. Base level at Mount Hood Meadows and Timberline, that's 5,000 to 6,000 feet on the mountain. Everything winds down Thursday. Then we have a sunny forecast Friday, Saturday, and into the weekend. So nice weather right on the heels of the storm to get out and enjoy the snow. Here's the incoming moisture flow on the satellite picture. Again, it's steady rain here in Portland, Salem, and Vancouver, and along our coast all afternoon. And in yellow, these are the heavier rain rates that will grab people's attention along with gusty southwest winds. So this is 4 o'clock, this is 6, this is 8 p.m. This is the most impactful part of today. In terms of, wow, it's really coming down, and the wind's kind of blowing the rain around as well. And the snow levels in blue over the Cascades are coming down pretty good as well. All of that steady moisture moves out, looks like right before midnight tonight. And then tomorrow it's not steady, but it's occasional shots of heavy rain bands coming through and heavy snow bands hitting the Cascades. South flow today, westerly flow tomorrow. Tomorrow, unstable with the cold air in place. Not only downpours, but we probably get some hail shower reports mixed in tomorrow as well. And then this is Thursday noon. It's all over, and we have some lingering showers. Then we go on that completely dry run Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday into next week. Weather models love a lot of moisture with this thing. 2.60 in Tillamook from what falls today through tomorrow overnight. 2 inches on average along the beaches. At least over an inch or up to an inch in Salem, up into Kelso Longview, maybe more. Latest projection, this is the European model, 1.53 inches of rain in Portland and some decent amounts out across eastern areas as well. And just a quick snippet on the gusty winds later today into this evening coming up from the south at about 30 miles per hour. There's our coast. It's going to be looking like that all day. The rain's going to be increasing here in the city. There's the winter storm warning for the Cascades and Portland's 7-day forecast. With the 2 days of impact alert, it all quiets down on Thursday, and we have the dry weather on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Thank you, Rod. Still ahead, we are staying in the Northwest. Your forecasts for Western Washington and Idaho are up next. Welcome back. Take a look at the summit at Snoqualmie Pass in Washington State on this Tuesday. The snow is falling. You can see skiers and snowboarders there are overjoyed out there enjoying the slopes. This sits at about 3,000 feet in Washington State. A winter storm warning is in place right now. It's expected to bring upwards of 2 to 3 feet of snow in the mountains in the coming days, with some higher elevations picking up closer to 4 feet of snow this week. Pass travel could be tricky for Washington passes the next couple of days, but of course, lots of people out there are also celebrating the snow. We definitely need it. So let's now go to meteorologist Rich Marriott with the forecast from Seattle, outlining that snow heading to Washington Mountains right now.
Well, happy Tuesday morning. I'm King 5 meteorologist Rich Marriott, and we've got ourselves a pretty good front pushing in today. We've got rain that's been moving in during the morning commute, and fortunately did not impact the morning commute very much today, but may impact the afternoon commute. As you can see, rain now up and down the sound with snow falling up in the mountains, and looking for a pretty good snowfall with this one. In fact, one of the best we've had so far this winter, which we desperately need at this point. And you can see we still have a little bit of rain shadowing by the Olympics up there towards Whidbey Island, Camano Island areas, but that's going to fill in as we head towards a little bit later on this morning. Looking out for our Bellingham tower cam, like all of our tower cams, has had a good shaking during the course of the morning. They've seen wind gusts up there over 40 miles per hour today, and that rain definitely coming down. And see, most of the cameras out there showing a little bit of that wind, and we're going to see most of that wind this morning. We'll see the winds gradually diminish as we head into the afternoon hours today. Queen Anne's been getting well washed today, and certainly there in Tacoma starting off the day. Checking our 7-day forecast. First alert weather day today because of the occasionally heavy rain in the lowlands today and the blustery winds out there. Nothing extreme, but definitely impacting travel around the sound. And that heavy mountain snow. We're looking for 1 to 2 feet of snow between now and tomorrow morning. So conditions over the passes will be gradually getting worse during the course of the day. Another system moves through tomorrow, but it's definitely weaker. We'll look at what to expect from that one, and then we gradually see some drying as we head towards the end of the week. So if you're trying to get out and do something outside, it's a better time to be doing it. What we're looking for today is those gusty winds and briefly heavy rain, the heavy mountain snow, the reasons we've made it a first alert weather day today. Checking our winter storm warning from the National Weather Service. That's in place until 4 p.m. tomorrow, and the winter weather advisory in place until 7 o'clock tonight from the Weather Service. Checking those wind gusts so far, you'll see some 30 to 40 mile per hour ones up there in the North Sound, and up to 29 miles per hour there in Seattle. And we should see most places get into at least the 30 to 40 mile per hour gust range. Looking at the satellite image, you can see a pretty good cold front. That's going to be pushing through during mid-afternoon, turning the rain to off and on showers around Puget Sound. But cool and showery air moving in, and a pretty good west-northwesterly flow is going to give us some good lift over the Cascades and continue to squeeze out quite a bit of snow, it looks like, as we head towards overnight tonight. See those forecast wind gusts kind of peak during the morning, and then we gradually see them diminish as we head towards the afternoon. Doesn't go away altogether, but will become less of a factor. And checking the rainfall, you can see this front moving through, and you can see it actually moves through Puget Sound as we head towards mid-afternoon, and we'll start to see a break in the precipitation in the lowlands. This storm, unlike a lot of the storms we've had this winter, the snow levels stay low during the precipitation, so we're going to see it all fall of snow at the highway mountain passes, and importantly also at the ski area bases, with even more in some of the higher portions of the ski areas. But we drew bottom out around 1,000 feet on Thursday, when you might even see a little bit of wet snow mixed in maybe up in Whatcom and Skagit counties near sea level, but nothing that's going to stick. We start to warm back up again, but fortunately we warm back up again after most of that snowfall has come down. Checking the amounts from this morning on through tomorrow morning, you can see very productive. We're looking for basically 1 to 2 feet of snow possible during that time period. And then on Wednesday into Thursday, again, that storm not as strong, but we're still going to see a pretty good chunk of snow headed our way, maybe about 5 to 10 inches out of that one. And then as we get into Thursday on to Friday, maybe another 2 to 4 inches roughly that we'll get out of that system. So overall, a really good producer around western Washington. Take a look at that forecast then again for the next 7 days. So rainy and blustery in the lowlands today, and we'll see that heavy mountain snow. Tomorrow, again, a weaker system moves in. We're going to be looking for the snow to be considerably less, and then just off and on showers for Thursday. Looks like high pressure pushing in on Friday is going to give us decreasing showers with some clearing in the afternoon. See those temperatures start to come back up again as well. Saturday, partly sunny and dry. Good day to do things outside. We see a system move through with a little bit of rain on Sunday, and then as we start off next week, it looks like we're going to be seeing sunshine and those temperatures right around 50 degrees.
Thank you, Rich. Well, avalanche danger is high in the Sawtooth Mountains in Idaho, especially in windy areas. The Sawtooth Avalanche Center says steep slopes with hard, wind-packed snow are the most dangerous. This also includes the western Smoky Mountains, Galena Summit, and the eastern mountains. Snow and wind will increase the danger in these areas, but smaller snow slides could still happen on their own as well. Take a look at this. Storm damage and the lack of snow in Idaho is prompting new concerns with winter fun. The Boise County Sheriff's Office is warning snowmobile riders to stay off Pilot Peak and Moores Creek Summit. These photos show the storm damage that downed hundreds of massive trees throughout the area, and with zero snow base currently and at least 3 feet needed for safe riding, conditions are even more dangerous, even for experts. Volunteer crews say they worked for hours cutting down trees but barely made a dent. There is winter weather on the way, though. Hector Mendoza has the forecast timing from Boise.
Well, we had some light snow in many of the mountain spots, and this is a look out at Bogus Basin. And this is just a taste of what we're expecting here for later this afternoon and heading in through the beginning of our Wednesday. And these are some of the totals we've seen from the overnight hours, and then this is what we've seen early on this morning as we saw a little bit of those showers lingering. So we got 4 inches in Bogus and Brundage. Tamarack Ski Resort saw about 8 inches of snow, 2 in Sun Valley, and 7 out in Pomerelle. And a lot of these ski resorts are going to add definitely to some of these totals. But as we look at the Boise area, a very slow start for some of the snow here in the Treasure Valley, but specifically talking about Boise, as very minimal amount we've seen here during this winter season. The lowest cumulative snow on record through yesterday, and then we've continued that here through today. Now, last year around this time, we saw about 2 inches of snow, and that came down as we got to the first day of the year. The seasonal total there was about a little over 13.5 inches. That's not going to be a problem here for a lot of the mountain spots, as we're expecting heavy to moderate snowfall, as we're going to see anywhere between 3 to 10 inches out in some of the mountain valleys, and then 10 to 20 inches above 6,000 feet. Something else to really keep in mind is going to be some of the gusty winds that we're going to see start to pick up here to this afternoon and continuing here through tomorrow. That's going to cause some visibility issues, as we're going to see blowing and drifting snow that could be possible. And it's all going to be due to these couple of systems that are going to be making its way through. That's going to bring in a lot of the moisture and then keep a lot of the instability here through the middle of the week before we start to see a change in the weather pattern. So the initial system that comes in is going to be late this afternoon in through Wednesday morning. Then the next one right behind that is going to come Wednesday evening in through Thursday morning. And that's going to start to drop some of those snow levels. And because of the moderate snowfall, and again because of those winds, we have a wind weather advisory set into place till Wednesday afternoon, and then we're expecting to see a little bit more of that all the way through the evening. And of course, places like Cascade in the West Central Mountains and Sun Valley and some of those areas there through some of those regions are expecting to see a lot of that snow really starting to stack up, especially as we look at some of those ski resorts that could get about a foot of snow here by the time these systems are all said and done. But as we look at the future cast, we're seeing through the afternoon we'll start to see that starting to pick up. Rain will make its way through, and through this evening we'll see it really take its time, as we're not expecting much of those showers to make it through the Magic Valley until tomorrow morning. We're going to see some dry conditions and lingering showers through Wednesday morning, and then we're going to start to see that pick itself back up, and we'll start to see those snow levels drop just a little bit more, as you'll notice there in our future cast. And of course, as we get towards Thursday, we're going to start to see a little bit more of that. And of course, through the mountains, we'll see much drier conditions there through Friday and Saturday as a ridge of high pressure develops. But we'll continue with some of the colder temperatures. We're also going to see similar conditions here in our 7-day forecast as we look at Twin Falls, as temperatures are down to the low 40s, a rain snow mix here through the rest of the afternoon. And then we're expecting to see our best chance for any sort of snow flurries, although it's a low chance as we head towards Thursday morning, as a lot of those snow levels are down to valley floors. Then we'll stick around into those low 40s, and then we'll have a little bit more of that sunshine, but we're expecting conditions to really stay consistent all the way through Monday, with a lot more sunshine and morning temperatures into the mid 20s. So we're going to have another couple of frigid mornings here as we head into the weekend.
Well, as you heard Hector say, Boise has had a slow start in snowfall this winter season, but it is on the way. That lack of snow, however, isn't only impacting mountain resorts. The Idaho Sled Dog Challenge is canceling 2 of its races. More details after the break. Well, a warm winter is melting more than just the snow. It's melting plans for a signature winter tradition. With little snowfall so far this season, the Idaho Sled Dog Challenge canceled 2 of its races. Boise's Gabriela Salgado has more on the impact it's having on mushers and local businesses.
This has been a weird winter for everyone, and that we're really hoping that the weather's going to start changing.
A warm winter in Idaho is putting a pause on snow activities, including the Idaho Sled Dog Challenge. For the second year in a row, organizers are modifying races. This year's 100 and 300-mile races in Valley County have been canceled, and wishers hoping to qualify for the Iditarod race in Alaska are left scrambling.
We have these long-term goals that we're trying to hit. It's not just a matter of, hey, this one race is canceled. Like, no, this is like a years long plan that's kind of being set back.
This year was supposed to be Ryan Clegg's first time competing in the ISDC, hoping to qualify for the Iditarod. Now he'll need to travel to states like Minnesota or Michigan instead of right in his backyard. His team is even considering driving to Canada or Alaska.
It's a matter of driving 9 hours to a race or 6 days to a race.
But the impacts of the lack of snow are being felt far beyond winter athletes. Local businesses are seeing the effects as well.
We have the vet checks here. We have a lot of the Meet the Mushers do come here. A lot of the race officials do meet here with some pre-race meetings and things like that. So all of those things obviously have been canceled.
Hotel Novo in Cascade is a hub for race events, and General Manager Kimberly Jensen says racegoers stop by for food and lodging.
It's beautiful up here, and we love when our Boise neighbors come up and visit us, and we can show that hospitality to them.
Beyond Clegg's disappointment, he says he feels bad for his dogs.
I was disappointed for me, for sure, but also really disappointed for the dogs as well, because they want to do this just as much, if not more, than I do. And they've been working really hard on this.
They're really cute too. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, your forecast for Denver and Phoenix and if they will tap into any winter weather this week. Stay with us. New snow in the mountains often leads to heightened avalanche risk. The Colorado Avalanche Center issued the alert for anyone heading into higher elevations. Denver's meteorologist Ben Cathy gives us a closer look.
Down in the Front Range, it may not seem like winter is really ongoing, but it's a different story for two mountain ranges. The Colorado Avalanche Information Center has pinpointed two spots. One, the park ranges north of Steamboat Springs as a considerable risk, and down here to the northwest of Crested Butte along the Rubies and the Raggeds. Recent pit digging by the state crews has revealed quite a bit of layering. So we can see these big slides out there, these slab slides coming down. This is video from a recent detonation, and there it is again, the CAIC working to keep you guys safe. Avalanches, though, are nothing new. I've dug through the data, and the data shows that over the last 17 years, 102 folks lost their lives just in the state of Colorado. 36 were hurt, and get this, 412 people were stuck just over the last 17 years. In one case a few years ago, 15 people in one single instance. The number of weather deaths has been climbing across the country. Winter there, 29, heat taking a big thing. And if maybe you don't get up to the mountains that much, just think about how much snow can weigh. When we get this wet snow at a 5-to-1 ratio, it can weigh the same as a bunch of trucks all on your roof. That's why here in the Weather Impact Center, we've got to keep you covered all winter long. I'm meteorologist Ben Cathy.
Colorado's snow has been lacking this year, so let's send things over to Kathy Sabin and Katie Lassell in Denver with the forecast there.
Hello from Denver, Colorado. I'm 9 News Weather Impact Team Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin. We are in the middle of an unusually warm, dry weather period with prolonged drought, below average snowpack, and temperatures in record territory. But in the last 24 hours, a little storm made its way into northern Colorado, and we have enjoyed several inches of mountain snow. Lower elevations have seen wind, dry conditions, and temperatures in record territory, so we've been dealing with grass fires and critical fire weather. But there's another system further upstream that we certainly do hope will actually bring us some beneficial moisture by the end of the week. Now, in the next 12 to 24 hours, not a lot happening. We have high and mid-level clouds coming in. The snow from yesterday's storm has come to an end. All the winter weather and travel advisories are done. But we're hopeful that we'll start to see that snow machine ramp back up Wednesday into Thursday with a weather system that will move out of the mountains and into Denver. And that system might actually bring a rain-snow mix initially, but then light accumulation late Thursday into Friday morning. So we've issued a weather impact alert for Friday morning because temperatures will be in the 30s. We could have some icy conditions, and we haven't really seen any snow in a while, and people forget how to drive in the snow. Today, however, mild and dry. We start in the low 40s, warm to the upper 50s. The 7-day and extended period show some changes for us. We have a mild dry period with above average temperatures Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, increasing clouds, a cooler day with rain showers mixing with snow overnight Thursday into Friday morning. Friday's high in the mid 30s and a potential weather impact alert for that snow and cold during the morning drive. Cool and dry for Saturday, warmer on Sunday and Monday. And so we're talking to our viewers about the timing and impact of the rain to snow switch, what that means for the Friday morning drive, and how much more snow skiers can expect and enjoy in the mountains.
I'm 9 News Weather Impact Team's Katie LaSalle. It is a powder day for many Colorado ski areas. Wonderful to see 12 inches officially. Aspen snowmass. A look for you at Ajax. A lot of skiers and boarders hitting the hill. We had widespread snow in Colorado's high country on Monday. This Tuesday, skies have cleared out quickly, and it's a beautiful sight to see. So Aspen snowmass, as mentioned, coming in at a foot of fresh powder. Loveland ski area at 8 inches. Crested Butte down south at 7. Great for us to really finally be seeing some snowfall pile up in spots, but it is not super helpful. We are still experiencing severe to even extreme drought in spots, exceptional drought near Aspen. Our central mountains as well really could use more moisture. This did put a slight dent in Colorado's median snowpack. It went from 60 to 63.5% of the median. So any little bit of precipitation, Colorado desperately needs it at this point in January. We are well below what we typically see in terms of our ski season in the mountains, the snow there, and also for the Denver area. But what we are bracing for next is our system rolling in from the west-northwest, set to bring in more widespread precipitation. Thursday into Friday, good chance for seeing more widespread snow in the mountains and for the metro area. Denver will also be bracing for much colder air coming in from the northwest, and that will give us a good chance for a little bit of snow accumulation because we are right now sitting at one of the least snowy times that we have seen on record in Denver. Best chance will be Thursday into Friday. Fingers crossed that we see several inches accumulate before skies gradually clear on Friday and warmer, dry air returns through the weekend and early next week.
Thanks, Katie. It is mild in Arizona right now, but as meteorologist Ginger Jeffries shows us, some winter weather is heading to that region as well. She has the forecast from Phoenix.
I'm meteorologist Ginger Jeffries with a look at your weather out west. And yeah, folks, we started talking about it last week that we've got an opportunity for rain coming around. I mean, it's been looking kind of minimal, but now rainfall chances are going up. Rain totals are going up, what we expect, what we need to prepare for. And because the cold air that's associated with it, the snow elevations are really dropping just in the 24 hours alone. Now, today is the warm air preceding the cold front. So I always talk about it, the warm before the storm. We are feeling it today. Oh my gosh, look at this, January, and it's 70. No complaints from me. Nope, not at all. 53 today in Sedona. We're going to see these clouds really increasing throughout the day with Flagstaff getting up to about 47 degrees. In fact, there should be some patchy fog this morning and in the northern tier of the state. But temperature-wise, as you can see, everybody kind of playing above the rim. That is going to change rapidly as this area of low pressure that we've been watching that's really been raining down across the west coast is now going to move our direction. So today, clouds increase, and then here we go. By Wednesday, right around the lunch hour. That's when the storm is coming up from the south. So a lot of the times we talk about what side of the state is going to see the most impact. This guy is coming up from the south. So that means Tucson, all the areas just south of the metro, really looking for the biggest impact. And then as it mixes in with that cool air element by the evening hours, that's when the snow elevation is going to come down. But we're still looking for pockets of rain, not just through Wednesday, but into Thursday. And then Thursday into Friday, that's when we're going to start seeing this storm exit stage right. And that snow is going to carry with it the cold air trailing the front, though. That's when we're really going to see and feel those overnight conditions dropping. So next 3 days, rainfall totals. What should we prepare for? I think it's going to hover right around 1/4 of an inch, which is healthy rainfall for us. But as you can see, blue is for the higher elevation. So we could see up to an inch, especially on the east side of the state and close to the Tucson area. As far as the snow elevation, on Wednesday, we're going to be around 6,000 to 7,000 feet, but that is going to be dropping into Thursday, possibly as low as 5,000 feet, and snowfall accumulations could get up to about 2, possibly even 4 inches. So it's been a while since we've gotten some healthy snow, but I think, again, we are going to break that streak by Wednesday and Thursday, and then that cold air impact is really going to be felt across the region. So what to expect? We've got some patchy fog this morning. Rain moves in around lunchtime on Wednesday. Colder air moves through on Thursday, and we could even still see some light snow lingering to the north and eastern part of the state on Friday. So what does the temperatures look like? Well, today you can see we've got 50s in the morning. We are warming up into the 60s by the noon hour, but we're headed for 70 degrees by this afternoon. For the higher elevations, look out. We've got very chilly air in place. I mean, daytime highs by Thursday and Friday hovering pretty close to the point of freezing, with overnights, down to about 10 degrees. Here in the valley, our temperatures are below the normal range, and wow, all the way down to 61 on Friday.
Thank you, Ginger. Up next, your California forecast coming up after the break. Well, we are less than a week into 2026, and it has already been historic for parts of California. Record-setting king tides hit parts of the state, causing flash flooding. John Loring has a look at the damage.
Most of our stuff is just getting taken out by the current.
So far, it's been a soggy new year for many in the Golden State, where some streets have transformed into makeshift rivers.
This area is flooded frequently, but I've never seen it this bad. And I think it looks like people were pretty unprepared.
Severe storms struck across California over the past few days. Certain counties saw more than 4 inches of rain over a 48-hour period.
As I tried to pass through this bigger part of the flood, I'm in a Mini Cooper and it just was a little too low, so here I sit.
On Sunday afternoon, half the streets in the Bay Area's Larkspur Marina neighborhood were underwater after the overflowing of the Corte Madera Creek.
We're trying to keep as dry as possible, every sump pump, every sandbag, but this is just kind of normal for this area. But this is really much worse than we've ever seen.
King tides are the highest predicted tides of the year for a coastal location, and officials say these are the largest ones the region has seen since 1998.
They happen this time of year, but when in combination with storms like we've seen the last few days, it can really wreak havoc. You see a lot of flooding in a lot of low-lying areas, plus you'll see higher levels in our creeks. So we're really letting people know they need to be ready.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Well, rain is not the only thing impacting the Golden State with those king tides. Winter storms are causing travel headaches for many traveling up the mountains in Northern California. Outside of Lake Tahoe, traffic was brought to a stop Sunday after snow led to multiple spinouts on Highway 267. And right now, Northern California is feeling a bit of a break, but more rain and mountain snow are on the way. Meteorologist Monica Woods has the forecast from Sacramento.
I'm meteorologist Monica Woods, and we finally have a break in this active weather cycle that we've been seeing with our regional headlines, including some drying for the coast. For the valley, some light showers, as well as the foothills and the Sierra light snow, but pretty much a quintessential winter scene up at Palisades, Tahoe, where you can see the snow. They're trying to clear it out. We got about 20 inches in a 24-hour period, but it continued to pile up through our Monday, and then totality is over 150 inches for some locations in this year. That's making for some great conditions for all the recreation as well as the water supply heading into the dry part of the year. So as we start off our new year, we're anywhere from about 60 to 115% of average throughout this year. A statewide average for snow water equivalent is 90%. That means if we were to melt all that snow and push it downhill, that's going to fill our reservoirs. And to date, we're 90% of where we should be at this point in the season. Major reservoir supply levels are also looking quite healthy, anywhere from about 65 to over 80% capacity, well over average for all of our reservoirs in the northern part of the state. As we head a little bit farther to the south, still over 100% of average, with many reservoirs reporting about 70 to 75% full. Let me show you what some of those storms have been able to do for our biggest reservoir, Lake Shasta. That's in the northern part of the state. And as you can see, once we really ramped up those holiday storms, it started to fill up. We're currently well above average here at 3.5 million acre feet of water in that reservoir. Here's a look at our statewide precipitation. Just sheer numbers are impressive. Eureka, 20 plus inches of rain. San Francisco closing in on about 11 and a half. Santa Barbara over 20 inches of rain since the beginning of the water year, October 1st. And that puts all of us well ahead of pace of what we normally see. Certainly suppresses the fire danger. Remember, last year at this time, we were looking at increasing fire danger throughout Southern California, but now a totally soaked California. As we head into our Tuesday, a bit of a break here, some patchy fog, occasional light showers along the coast, but then things start to return to an active weather period on Wednesday. We're going to see much lighter showers move through the central part of the state, pushing into the southern part of the state by the evening, and still some lingering snow showers for the Tahoe Basin. Overall, though, again, not the cycle of storms that we've been seeing over the past couple of weeks. Highs for our Tuesday in the Sierra close to 40. We're in the 50s as we head down the hill to right around 60. Central Sierra also in the 40s for our Tuesday afternoon highs, 60s for the Central Valley. As we move towards the Central Coast, highs are going to be in the 50s and 60s. Occasional light showers periodically through the midweek forecast, 60s inland. As we head into the Bay Area, highs in the upper 50s, low 60s for coastal valley communities, northwest coast, which has really had a brunt of some of the flooding issues that we've been seeing. Highs are going to be in the 50s with a bigger break in the active storm cycle. 50s for the north end of the valley and the capital region throughout Sacramento. Highs are going to be in the upper 50s to right around 60. So looking at our extended forecast for the mountains, slight chance of some snow flurries on Wednesday. Otherwise, a dry outlook. Great time to hit those slopes, by the way, this weekend. For the foothills, highs are going to be in the 40s and 50s. We get a bit of that cold weather settling in for the middle of the week, but then we actually start to see a much drier and warmer weather pattern once we get past this weekend into the following week. So we get a big break in this active storm cycle here. Time to dry out, enjoy some of the beautiful recreation throughout the region.
We know skiers and snowboarders across the West Coast are celebrating any new snow. Well, it is a similar trend in Southern California. Meteorologist Vanessa Paz is tracking the rain heading to San Diego County.
Good morning from San Diego, California. I'm CBS 8 meteorologist Vanessa Paz. Happy Tuesday, our very first Tuesday of the new year. Hopefully you are all having a beautiful new year so far. Let's go ahead and take a look at the weather headlines as we get Tuesday going and kind of progress through the work week. A lot of kids, adults back to work. We are expecting our last round of rain tonight, lasting all the way through about Wednesday, on and off. Isolated, very light showers. This is the final system until we enter some drier conditions, especially this weekend, when we are looking forward to a prolonged stretch of Santa Ana conditions. All right, as we take a look at today's high temperatures for your Tuesday afternoon, we are going to be just shy of our 30-year normal. In fact, a little cooler than average for spots like Ramona as well as Borrego Springs by about 2 to 3 degrees or so. Daytime highs will be quite comfortable from the coast all the way towards the inland valleys in the mid to upper 60s. But temperatures from here, especially looking ahead to next week, are going to start to warm up. As we take a look at overcast conditions, they will linger all the way through today into the afternoon. And then notice how we have some greenery on our rainfall forecast here. Starts in the south and then works its way a little northward. Again, it's going to be very light, isolated, but this could wreak havoc a little bit for the morning and afternoon commuters. Looking ahead to the evening tomorrow around 5:30 or so, we see a lot of those clouds, a lot of that greenery kind of clear, indicating drier conditions, especially in the northwest quadrant of the county. We are going to have some isolated showers continuing to linger, especially for the county's eastern half into Thursday, potentially all the way towards the afternoon. But notice how those areas west of the mountains sort of remain dry. All right, taking a look at Thursday evening, that's when most of us dry out and clear up in terms of clouds. And then by the time we get to the weekend, we're looking at nice conditions, sunshine prevailing. As we take a look at the rainfall estimates, again, nothing too impressive, especially when we compare some of the systems that we were tracking last week for New Year's Eve. We were looking to accumulate anywhere between 1 to 2/10 of an inch with this last system arriving overnight. Our water year, impressive to say the least. So far, we've gotten close to 8 inches of rain. And remember, our water year just started 1st of October. On average, we would be getting about 3 inches or so. So that puts us at about 4.5 inches of a surplus. This same time last year, we only got about 1/10 of an inch or so. So we are starting off great when it comes to our water year numbers. Here's a quick look at tomorrow's forecast. Daytime highs will drop a bit. We'll be in the mid to low 60s for the coast and inland valleys, low 50s for the mountains, and high 60s at our deserts. All right, here's a quick look at your coastal and inland 7-day forecast. Notice how we stay quite cool all the way through tomorrow, and the temperatures shoot up a bit on Friday, even more so into the weekend. And then, as I mentioned, we have that prolonged kind of stretch of Santa Anas that's going to dry things out and warm us up. So although the days are going to be quite warm, we are looking at very cool nights because of the lack of clouds. Remember, those clouds kind of act like a blanket for that daily warming. But with, again, the lack of those low-lying clouds, we are going to cool down significantly once we get to those sundown hours. The mountains and desert areas will be in the 50s, dropping down to the 40s on Thursday and Friday. Overnight lows will be near freezing by the time we get to Thursday and Friday.
Thank you, Vanessa. Still ahead, a toy box with an environmental purpose. How it's helping to protect the beaches in California. That story is up after the break. Finally today, plastic sand toys come in vibrant colors and are a top choice for kids playing at the beach. You get it. But when they're forgotten or left behind, the non-biodegradable toys end up polluting our sand and water. San Diego's chief meteorologist, Carlene Chavez, shows us how a wooden box in Oceanside is helping fight the plastic problem.
Why bring your own toys to the beach where you can just borrow a toy? This is the first of its kind sandbox like this here in San Diego County. We're in Oceanside where there's a whole team behind this push to keep the plastic waste off of the beach and out of the water.
They are colorful and entertaining for many kids visiting the beach.
Yeah, octopus.
The problem? These toys are often left behind and become embedded in the sand over time, or become marine debris in the ocean. The marine environment weathers the material into microplastics or even smaller nanoplastics as the tide rolls in.
Sea animals are going to ingest them. They're going to infect our health, the health of the ocean, and it might seem like a small thing, but it actually contributes to a big problem.
Janice Jones with the Surfrider Foundation chapter in San Diego noted that this isn't a rare occurrence.
We wanted to find a solution for that problem. It was suggested by many volunteers over time that we install a box like this.
They weren't the only ones who noticed this issue. So did 17-year-old Girl Scout Lauren Silver.
I was walking on the beach one day with my family, and I noticed a lot of sand toys just laying out. And this was around the same time that I was trying to think of a project for my Gold Award.
A Gold Award is the highest honor in Girl Scouts, which highlights projects that make a sustainable and impactful contribution to one's community.
The ocean has always been a really big part of my life. I grew up in San Diego, and so I really just wanted to find a solution to minimize the amount of plastic that went into the ocean.
Lauren reached out to Surfrider San Diego. She built, designed, and decorated this sand toy borrow box and developed the documents for monitoring it. Janice Jones put her in touch with the Coastal Zone Administrator for the City of Oceanside, Jamie Timberlake, who helped with the approval process through the city.
Just like other things around the city, other infrastructure around the city, we need to take care of our beaches. When we leave things out, they create pollution that circulates in the system and gets taken to other beaches. And so, simple efforts can really make a big difference.
It is located on the Strand, south of the Children's Playground near the Oceanside Pier. Lauren and her family have since moved to Colorado, but the box is in good hands.
I naturally sanitize the toys every couple days, and I usually rinse them daily. So it does not need that much care, I would say, but it's me, and it just makes me feel better when it's nice and presentable.
Dawn Casillas of One Clean Beach proudly monitors this toy box during her daily beach cleanups. She also makes sure there's no trash in the box, which has been minimal as the community rallies behind it.
Tons of thank yous, so much appreciation, and the community just loves it.
Dawn also reloads the box with toys and encourages people to come by and donate beach toys they aren't using anymore. As for the sand toy borrow box, local parents appreciate it.
Knowing that this is here now and just seeing how it's a cool collection space for all the sand toys to go, and then all the kids are using them together and then putting them back, that they have a home is really cool. So the beach is also less littered with sand toys as well.
Sounds like this eco-friendly wooden box isn't just city approved, it's mom approved too. For CBS 8, I'm Chief Meteorologist Carlene Javis.
That's really cool to see. Well, that does it for us here on Weather Out West on this Tuesday, January 6th. I'm meteorologist Leah Pizzetti. Thank you so much for being with us today. We will see you right back here tomorrow. Have a great day.